Over the last 25 years, I've been behind the chair, in the classroom, in front of the camera, on the stage, on set styling some of your favorite A-listers, and opening doors as the first Black woman spokesperson for a few prestige hair care brands. During this time, I've met some incredible hairstylists that are continuing to elevate the beauty industry, and I want to share their stories. Join me for this Pro to Pro convo on Behind the Beauty. Hey everybody, what's up? It's Tippi Shorter. You're watching Behind the Beauty. So with me, I have today an amazing talent. She is a celebrity hairstylist, she's a TV personality, and she's an author. Let's give it up for Angela C. Styles.
What's up? Thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor.
I'm so glad to finally meet you. I have been a fan of your work and following you for quite some time, so I'm super happy to finally make this connection.
That means so much to me. When your assistant reached out, I was like, oh, Tippi Shorter, oh, this is so amazing. Like, I really just felt so good about it, and because we had never met before, I was even more honored that we were gonna meet in that type of setting where we could really get to know each other.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Well, good. So, I mean, the whole concept behind Behind the Beauty was peers just having like a real cool conversation about hairdressing, but more importantly to make sure that everyone knows what you're doing, what you've been doing, how you got in the industry. My followers and people who are watching this are all either beauty professionals or aspiring beauty professionals, and I just want to make sure that we're fully highlighting everybody who's out there that's doing the work and, you know, paving the way and showing it how it's done. And I just want to make sure that everybody is aware of everybody that's out there doing the damn thing.
Thank you.
And Miss Angela C. Styles is one of those ones that's out there doing the damn thing. All right, so sorry guys, I'm a little hoarse, so you can see me chugging down some water. I just did an interview for your live, which is called
The Beauty Breakdown.
The Beauty Breakdown. So if you guys haven't seen her live, it was a lot of fun. Tune in because you do it every week.
Every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern.
All right, so the Beauty Breakdown every Monday.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Pacific. 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, 6 p.m. Pacific time, right, because we are in LA.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. So I would love to just jump right in, and I'd like to get a little bit about where you're from and how you found beauty as your calling.
I am from Chicago, Illinois, born and raised. I know we're having a really tough year right now between Kanye and R. Kelly.
Yes.
I want to talk about that.
Oh my God, poor Shy.
I'm still proud because we got Obama. We got a lot of good things. We got J Hud. We got Common. We got Chance.
Oh, Common, yeah.
You know, so we still got a lot of Chicago pride. But I found beauty at a very young age. I was always playing in hair. There was never a time where I wasn't playing in hair. So much so that I didn't have any hair, okay? I wasn't one of those girls that had hair down their back. It was flowing. I had a ponytail that was about this big.
But you was snatching.
I knew the right consistency of gel and oil and water at like 5 years old.
Because that's a special concoction right there.
You know, I knew how to I knew how to braid in braiding hair probably at like 6.
Oh wow.
I just love touching hair. I would ask my mom to take me to the beauty supply. I would buy packages of like synthetic hair and products, and you know, even when I would get my hair done professionally, the hairstylist would hand me the comb and would let me style my hair the way I wanted to after they curled it and did everything. So it was always a part of me. Even when I finally decided to go to cosmetology school, and I would like tell my close family or church family or whatever, they were like, yeah, that makes sense. It wasn't
right.
It wasn't a surprise. It wasn't a like, really, why? Like, nobody questioned my decision to do that.
Okay. So you graduated high school and then went straight into beauty school? Was that the...
No, so I graduated from high school, and then I decided to go to DePaul, which is a Catholic university in Chicago. And I went there for a year, and I liked it, but I was broke. I was the quintessential broke college student, like, you know, eating ramen. Yeah, you know. And I just did not like that feeling, first of all. I always had jobs when I was in high school, and so I wanted to elevate my living experience. And so I was like, Mom, like, I think I should go to cosmetology school. And even in college, I was braiding hair. I was like, you know, kind of doing little weaves or doing little stuff and kind of making some side money. But I knew that I didn't know what I needed to know.
Right.
And so I decided, my mom was very supportive. She's like, well, if you're going to go to cosmetology school, this lady told me that you need to go to Pivot Point. And I was like, okay. We took a tour, and it was like,
yeah, exactly.
And so, yeah, that's when my career started. I actually went back to college while I was working as a hairstylist. But I didn't graduate because after, I would say, I went back to school for like 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Studying
that's when...
what?
Communications.
Okay.
I was going to get my undergrad in communications and then my master's in journalism, ironically. So
well, because I was going to say, you're so great on camera, so that all makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah. But I didn't know that then. So it really speaks to, like, you know yourself more than you think you know yourself, because you choose things that you don't even know you're going to like,
right.
And then as you progress in life, they still come to you.
Yeah.
So I've thought about that several times, like, wow, like, I'm still kind of doing what I was going to study.
Yeah, you just put all those things together. I'd like to go back to something she said, which I think is really important. So there's going to be quite a few takeaways from this, but the first thing I want you to take away is that she said she knew what she didn't know. And I think a lot of us, we know it all. I've been there, been there, done that. And understanding and having the humility to understand that, you know what, I don't know that. And it's okay for me to say I don't know that. So I love that approach about you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
So, all right, beauty school, college, communications, getting all that. So, upon graduation, getting your license, did you go into a salon? Tell me about that path.
Yes. So, I knew the importance of, like, going to work with someone where I can learn. Mm-hmm. So, I reached out to one of my good friends in high school whose mom was a hairstylist and an educator and a model. She was very well versed in the hair industry. Mm-hmm. She worked with like L'Oreal and Clairol, and she developed all kind of products, and she was beautiful, and she just had this whole like aura about her. And my mom, I love her to death, but she was not in the beauty field whatsoever.
Like
going back to my childhood, I used to look in the mirror after she would do my hair. I'd be like, this is not okay. And I'd be like, give me a brush. And, if I was doing my own hair at 5, and she'd be like, well, it does look better when you did it, so go ahead. And that's why my hair was broke off. That's why I didn't have no hair. Gosh. So when it came to me, going to cosmetology school, I knew I needed to find someone who looked and felt like what I wanted to be. And so my mentor, her name is Makila Wilson, she welcomed me with open arms. She was like, I wish you would have told me in high school that you wanted to do this. Like, you could have assisted me. And I'm mad I didn't think about that, because high school assistants have all the money.
Right.
But I reached out to her. She had a salon in the Bronzeville area at that time, and it was a salon and boutique. And so she was like, yeah, come assist. And I assisted with her for about 3 or 4 months, and then unfortunately she had to close the salon. And then I didn't know where to go or what to do.
So were you her personal assistant, or were you like the salon assistant? You kind of just helped everybody?
I was a salon assistant, and I was doing manicures and pedicures.
Oh, so very well-rounded in the beauty.
Okay. And so it would be like if she had a slower day, then I would book, salon manicures and pedicures, or I would prep the clients and then do a mani-pedi on them while she was still juggling some of the other
elevated
clients.
Service, all that elevated service.
And so it was actually a really cool experience, because I was doing everything. Yeah. And when you get out of cosmetology school, you kind of don't really know what you're good at or what you can excel in until you do it. But what I found out about nails is I just didn't like leaning over as much. Mm-hmm. And people didn't really want to pay for it, because in that time, that's when everybody loved going to the Asian salons and paying, $10 for a pedicure. And, it was just so cheap.
Right.
People did not respect, the time that it took to really do a healthy manicure, or that kind of thing. So I definitely gravitated more towards hair, and I just absorbed everything that was going on. And she credits that to me till this day. Like, you're one of the only assistants I've had that would ask about every single thing I was doing.
Wow. And why? Yeah.
And I was very interested in the why. Why are you doing that? Why are you, and she was like, oh, well, I'm doing this because, and she was like, it kind of put me on my toes to make sure I knew. But she was an educator, so she knew that she had to have the why already. Yeah. But she just wasn't used to someone asking all those detailed questions. Right. But I think that has really helped me really understand hair in a way that a lot of people don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me about your choice or your move to California and what prompted that.
So me moving to California was totally not a part of my plan. Like, I was working, I was making great money in Chicago. I ended up working at one salon, and I moved from that salon and found another salon home. And then I stayed there for about 3 years. And in that time, I built a huge clientele. I was making great money. I was ready to go back to college because I understand the value of having a degree. So I wanted to go back to college, get my degree, finish what I had planned. And then I ended up going on a trip to LA. We were supposed to go to Miami. We bought these hot plane tickets, got to the airport, and they were like, the card that you got these plane tickets on got declined. You need to be coming up with $1,300. We didn't know. We just was buying it from the man that got the tickets. It was just anyway. We ended up
that's another.
It's a whole other story. Back then you like, well, who got tickets? Can you get quick tickets? And I didn't know that people were using like probably somebody else's credit card to buy tickets for you at the last minute.
Right.
We didn't know that. But needless to say, that's how we found out that was not a good situation. But my friend ended up running into a friend of hers in the airport, and she got buddy passes from him. So we didn't end up going anywhere that weekend, but the next weekend we were like, well, where's the next place that's hot and we could stay with somebody? And we were like, oh, LA. And she was like, my friend lives there. We could stay with him. Like, let's just keep our stuff in our bags. We'll go to LA the next weekend. We went to LA the following weekend. I had the best time of my life.
Fell in love with it.
I mean, I was at the club. We were at house parties. I was kicking it with...
How old were you
at the time, I was 22.
Okay.
And we were kicking it with all these young people who were doing cool things. They're like, yeah, I'm writing a script. I'm working on an album. I'm in this film. I just got these commercials. I'm in this movie. And I didn't meet anybody in the hair industry, but the fact that they were all doing their thing, I'm like, it's something out here for me to do.
It's in the water, yeah.
And I also remember my clients in Chicago would always tell me, like, I could see you working with celebrities. I could see, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I never had the aspiration to do that. I don't know. I just never was attracted to like celebrity, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But coming out here, I just felt like I could smell the money or something. I don't know. I was just like, I need to be a part of this.
I think it's in the water. I do.
Yeah.
For my interview on your platform, we had talked about the different type of hustle between here and New York. Here, the hustle in New York is really aggressive, but there is an incredible hustle here in California as well. And you can see it because everyone's involved. They're doing something.
Yeah.
In fact, you feel kind of like FOMO if you aren't
in it. Yeah, because it's like, what are you working on? What are you up to? Like, that's the LA vibe. It's like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
And it better be something dope.
Right.
And so I think I felt that, and I sensed that it was just this level of creativity that was not in Chicago. In Chicago, it's like, if you do hair, you work in a shop. You own a shop. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, which is great if that is your path.
Of course, that's amazing.
Yeah.
But what I just say that to say, just like it's not one go to college, get a job, it's not one avenue in hair, which is go to cosmetology school, get a salon. Like, there's so many other things, and we just weren't exposed to them. And so I was really thirsty to see what else was out there. Before I left Chicago, though, I had already started doing platform artistry with my mentor. With Universal Beauty Products. They basically have like Salon Pro, 30 Second, Via Naturals. They have a natural hair care brand too, but their leader is really glue. Okay. So I was up there doing like quick weaves, cutting them and styling them all crazy. And then Via Naturals was a semi-permanent color line. But so I was, lifting those colors, doing all those bright colors and doing that stuff. And then I learned how to talk on stage and like put on a show. Right. And so I already had that element before I left. And then the salon element, and I was like, I know I could come out here and make a killing, so I'm gonna just move. So 3 months later, my friend that I came with, we were like, let's just get a place. And the guy we stayed with, he was like, well, I want to get a bigger apartment, so if you're really serious about coming, I can get a 3-bedroom and we can have a dope spot, and it will be less money. And I was like, well, that's my end. Done, and done. And I saved about $10,000. And I came out here 3 months later.
Wow.
To people who I wanted to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I reached out to like Elgin Charles. I reached out to Kim